Hi, and we're live for the final time today. I've had a wonderful afternoon, Yadiksha, talking about Healers Academy, and I'm so excited to talk to you and find out about why you decided to join Healers Academy because you're medically trained, so you're from a medically trained background. So why did you decide to do Healers Academy, and what was it really like? Coming from that background, jumping into Healers, could you give us some insights?
Yes. Firstly, thank you for having me on.
Oh,
Um, yes, going to healers. Well, when I had my life activation, I was told to go to Empower Thyself. And of course, I went. And when I started Empower Thyself, I knew that I wanted to teach Empower Thyself. And while I was being taught the path of progression within the modern mystery school, I knew that I had to go up a certain amount of initiations. And I I knew that I wanted to get there. So of course the next step was Healers Academy. And I thought, okay, it's 5 days. I don't mind. The life activation was really powerful for me. So it will be a breeze. When I got into Healers Academy, I underestimated the power of the healing, the light, the energy that was within the room in the temple. I really underestimated it because I had no idea what it was going to do for me. And the first thing that came up for me was all my resistance. I thought, coming from that medical background, as you've been saying, I thought, like, this is going to be easy. But for me, it was absolutely difficult because it brought up my unworthiness. And I thought, how am I going to do this? Because I'm medically trained, and having to go slow and gentle, that really was not me at the time. Although I longed for it, and I wanted to be that way so much, it was really a wave of resistance that came in. However, that was my first few days. When I got through mid to the end of Healers, I couldn't believe that I was able to hold that light and that beautiful, peaceful energy of holding that space for that person in front of me. And for me, that was magical because I always wanted to be, but I never knew how. So that internal alchemy that happened within was something that I'd always been looking for. I didn't think I was capable of. And here I was with a wand in my hand and just doing the most gentle, slow movements. And I didn't realize how powerful, because the person in front of me was just receiving that healing and going through their own process of receiving the activation. And I was like, wow, if this little piece of equipment, this wand that's so sacred, could do this, then I am definitely signing up for doing more activations. And when I came out of there, I had totally forgotten that I wanted to teach Empower Thyself, because this light just blew up my mind, of how and when. And all I knew that I was so attracted to this beautiful energy that was there. And all I wanted to do was activate.
oh my goodness, that is beautiful. It's so very special. And I'm really glad that you were, you've been honest and said, how the resistance comes up. And, a lot of people find that because it is such, I mean, to walk into that temple space, it's a very different feeling, and a one that I don't think we could ever really describe with words.
Yeah, and having the confidence, because I enjoyed my job at the hospital so much, having the confidence of doing my job so right and being able to produce that over and over again. When I walked into Healer's Academy, I was like, oh my gosh, for the first time, I didn't know. And that uncertainty really came, and it came face to face with me. But somehow it was a beautiful guidance, knowing that it's okay. And somehow I was held by the room, held by the teachers, and held by everyone in there, because I knew that we were all going through whatever we were going through. And the other thing about it is, I was very resistant to calling myself a healer.
Oh, yeah.
And when when the teachings came along, and I realized that I was there to heal myself,
Mm.
that was a big moment of that aha moment where I realized that, hey, I'm here for me.
That is so true. And I think, when we hear that word Healers Academy, we assume and presume that we are being trained to be healers, which indeed, yes, we're learning the life activation, um, the aura healing, and the max meditation. But for me, also, it was my own healing that I was really there for, because it goes so deep. It really does. Just peeling those layers.
Yeah, and as I learned that the more I serve other people in activating them, the more deeper that healing goes within. And that was the beauty of it. And that was the key that I felt that was missing in my life. Because although I felt I was serving within the hospital environment and I was doing good, or, I was caring and whatever, but when that key came in to my perspective, I realized so much of, this is where I had to be, and this is what I had to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a big, huge piece, is that service, and helping others recognize their divinity. I mean, there is nothing more healing, liberating, joyous. I mean, it's everything. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for sharing your journey. I know it was a very, very personal account, and thank you for allowing us to hear that. I'm wondering if we can put your email or your website here. Would that be okay, in case people would like to get in touch with you?
Yes, of course. Of course.
Great. And I hope to be hearing from you again in the near few months, because I'm going to be asking people about different classes that they've attended, because I'm interested to find out. What's really fascinating is that people from all walks of life, all different mindsets, different cultures, different countries, different. I mean, just so different, and the different and the experiences that we all have. It's just fascinating.
Yes, it was indeed beautiful, because in my class there were people from all over the world, and I got to share that. And for some beautiful 5 days, we all came together, but we had one thing in common, and that was to take this out and share it with the world, because it kind of did so much to us within those 5 days. So thank you so much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. And thank you everyone for tuning in and listening. Take care for now.
Bye bye.
Bye.